Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Thank you everyone that submitted questions for this week's Arrow Flash Q&A. Thankfully, I had some more time, so I was able to actually do a Q&A for this week's episodes. A lot of you started asking some specific stuff about the mid-season crossover, so I'll try to answer some of that too. Those two episodes will air December 2nd and part 2 the next day on the 3rd, so I might do something extra special whenever we get closer to it. Question time. Careful for spoilers in case you haven't seen this week's episodes. So here we go. Question number 1. Trek Video asks, do you think that Harrison Wells is someone from the comics? Is there someone he's trying to stop? And do you think he'll get a scene with Oliver where he says something about his future? So just because this allows me to answer like a billion different questions that everyone had, it'll be a little bit longer. My answer will be a little bit longer. Yes, I definitely think Harrison Wells is someone from the comics. I think Andrew Kreisberg, Jeff Johns, Greg Berlanti, all the other people writing on the show made some smart moves and did the comic book rebirth story while changing some of the details enough to maintain some mystery, so the people that had read the comics wouldn't automatically know exactly what was happening. Regardless of who Harrison Wells actually is, I think he's a time traveler that chose Harrison Wells as a name as an homage to H.G. Wells in the classic Time Machine book. So it's a comic book character, but he's using a fake name. Here are the people that I think he could be from most likely to least likely. And remember, he killed Simon Stagg in cold blood. He has ice running through his veins, so he's not a good character. Rule superheroes out. Number 1, Eobard Thawne, Professor Zoom, then Impulse, Abracadabra, then a version of the rival, the original Reverse Flash. Those are just my top picks. They could totally be someone else. So your second question, who is Harrison Wells trying to stop? I could probably talk about this for an hour, just about how time loops and the multiverse could explain a lot of what Harrison Wells is doing, but short version. The newspaper with the crisis at the end of episode 1, very important. It says the Barry Allen Flash disappears. I think the Reverse Flash, or one of the Reverse Flashes, went back in time to erase Barry Allen's future and was successful. And Harrison Wells is trying to fix things. The timeline I think we're seeing unfold on the show right now is Harrison Wells going back to make sure Barry Allen does not disappear. So Harrison is guiding Barry Allen so he'll be able to defeat the Reverse Flash, the one that's shitting all over the timeline. The big question though is if Harrison Wells is training Barry Allen to defeat the Reverse Flash, why is he doing that? If he's going to be releasing Gorilla Grodd, doing all these other evil things, killing people, why would he want to help Barry Allen? I think he wants to protect Barry Allen because he is Eobard Thawne, who idolizes the Barry Allen Flash in the comics in the future, gains the powers of said Flash, but then does something really bad that leads to the creation of the Hunter Zolomon Zoom. And Zoom is the one that's messing with the timeline. So Harrison Wells still wants to become the Flash in the future, but in order to do so, has to make sure that Barry Allen becomes the Flash first. So he's trying to prevent Hunter Zolomon from erasing all that from happening. I know there are no characters on the show right now named Hunter Zolomon, but I'll explain that in a second. So if that sounds confusing, I think there are two versions of the Reverse Flash on the show right now. One of them is messing with the timeline in a bad way, the other one is trying to prevent that. And Barry Allen is caught between them without knowing it. It's just a mixture of my theories along with some of the other best theories I've seen. It's like they're taking all the comic book things from the Flash Rebirth story, mixing and matching names, but keeping a lot of the story beats. Episode 9 is called The Man in the Yellow Suit, so that's going to be the first time we actually see the Reverse Flash, like when Barry Allen learns about him for the first time. Here's what I think is going on. So I'm going to put up a spoiler tag, even though this is just a theory. I don't consider it spoilery, just in case, so here we go. I think they're giving Harrison Wells Professor Zoom's storyline, and they're giving Eddie Thawne Hunter Zolomon's storyline. They're just mixing the names to throw people off. Okay, so spoiler part over. To answer your question about Oliver having a scene with Harrison Wells, yes, I think that's going to happen. When they do the first part of the crossover, when Team Arrow goes to Central City, they're going to have scenes at Star Labs. So I think that Oliver will get a scene with Harrison just like Felicity got. Just keep your eyes peeled for Harrison Wells dropping Justice League Easter eggs. Question number 2, Vince asks, who do you think made Roy's suit? Diggle with a sewing machine maybe? That's funny, but I actually think that Oliver contracted a private company, just gave them specifications. I don't think anyone on Team Arrow physically made it. I do think Felicity probably helped design it a little bit, but mostly I think it was just Oliver behind the design. Remember during season 1 when Oliver was trying to get info on Merlin's Dark Archer arrows, and Felicity tells him they're custom made by this really obscure private company. It means that he, along with Oliver, probably both order their stuff custom. In Batman Begins, Christian Bale even had that scene where he and Alfred were talking about ordering his Batman face mask and the bat-shaped throwing stars. It's just one of the benefits of being a super rich superhero or supervillain. You just can custom order anything you can think of. I think that Brandon Routh's character is one of the few exceptions to this rule. He has a ton of money, but he also has the technical expertise to make his own tech suit. No word on which episode that's going to debut in, but it's sounding like it's going to be the second half of the season if they're just starting to tease the Black Canary costume. Question number 3, Malex asks, do you think the Cupid freed or killed the guy at the end? So you're talking about Arrow. I think that she definitely killed him. In the comics, she emulates Oliver by trying to solve crimes. The twist is that she kills all the criminals. That's why she appeared at all the crime scenes in this episode. She's just tailing Oliver, trying to go to the places that she knows he'll show up. Question 4, Sam asks, what do you think the big reveal will be in episode 9? Okay, just to clarify, episode 8 is the crossover episode, Brave and the Bold. Episode 9 is the mid-season finale. It's called The Climb, and Alex Kingston is going to be guest starring as Laurel's mom again. Like, she'll be back on the show. In terms of big WTF reveals, what I'm hoping for is Ra's al Ghul and Starling, a tease of the Atom and Black Canary costumes, China White and Katana follow-up, and a full explanation of who killed Sarah. Not necessarily why, just the who part. That's a whole lot of stuff, but those are all the biggest reveals I can think of right now. Think back to the final scene from Season 2, Episode 9. We got the reveal of Slade being the big bad in present day, and the birth of the Flash. So I think we'll see the birth of a new superhero, either the Atom or Black Canary, maybe both, and a big villain reveal. We already know it's Ra's al Ghul, so he'll probably do something crazy. And one long shot, Sarah's killer. I don't think this is very likely, but what if Oliver was the one who killed her and he was being controlled by someone else without knowing it? The unreliable nature of memory was a big theme in this week's episode, so Oliver could have had his mind messed with by one of the villains. That would probably be like the biggest WTF I could think of, Oliver being the killer. Question number 5, Anshik asks, do you think we'll see the Lazarus Pit? Based on the way the producers have been talking about superpowers, I think that anything like that would be done on The Flash, not on Arrow. For instance, Ray Palmer, the Atom, they said that there aren't any plans to make him shrink down on Arrow. They said that if they do end up doing that, they'd shrink him down on The Flash, just because of the nature of each show. Flash equals superpowers, Arrow equals crime drama, so all the really crazy stuff is going to happen on The Flash. And just to be clear, they haven't said they're not doing the Lazarus Pit. They could still totally do it in the future, but if they brought someone back, I feel like they'd bring back Tommy. Question number 6, Mutsuyo asks, if the Flash is supposed to deal with time travel, do you think we'll ever see a crossover with future versions of Team Arrow or Justice League characters? So this season, I don't think so. I think they'll just keep it as simple as possible. I don't think we'll see too many people beyond Grant Gustin and the Reverse Flash whenever they do any time travel stuff. I do think we're going to see Easter eggs for Justice League stuff though, like Harrison Wells' newspaper, and we'll probably get some verbal references, but I'm not expecting to see like older versions of Oliver or Superman or anything like that. It's only the first season, so, you know, next year or season 3, season 4, they could totally do multiverse or other crazy time travel stuff. Question number 7, J-Mo asks, do you think we'll see Talia al Ghul? It's totally possible, but Warner Brothers and DC have this really weird thing where certain characters are off limits, mostly Batman and Superman. Talia does appear in a lot of the animated movies, so I don't think we'll see her this season. The same thing totally happened with Brandon Routh's character. Originally, they'd planned for him on the show to be the Ted Kord Blue Beetle, but Warner Brothers up at the top said they had quote-unquote other plans for that character, so they changed it and made Brandon Routh the Ray Palmer Atom instead. Again, they didn't say they won't ever do Talia, they're just not doing her right now because they have Nyssa. And I am a huge fan of Katrina Law. I think she's doing an amazing job. She's an amazing character on the show. Thank you so much everyone for submitting questions. I think that covers all the biggest stuff that you guys were talking about, but here's some more details about the crossover episode. The CW's released some official information. So first off, Captain Boomerang is going to be the reason Team Arrow goes to Central City and vice versa, the reason that Flash comes to Starling in Part 2. The reason the first episode is called Flash vs. Arrow is because a metahuman in Central City messes with Barry Allen's mind. It's supposed to be Rainbow Raider, or Chroma, however you want to think about it. Like I said, I'll try to do some extra special stuff whenever that all goes down, so be sure to subscribe to get everything and follow me on Twitter and Facebook for updates. Just like normal, all those links are in the description, so if for some reason you don't see any of the annotations, just check there. In the meantime, do not forget Cupid, Crazy Stalker next week, so you can click here to catch up on this week's episode, and click here to catch up on this week's Flash episode. Thank you so much for watching, so let's all give each other boxing glove arrow to the face.